Good evening, wrestling fans. You are watching On the Mat, your only source for independent wrestling. On tonight's show, we have WWA/UWA in LaSalle, Illinois, MSPW out of Coal City, Illinois, and Nick H talks to Terry Taylor. Your main event is from MAW. And tonight's show, we have Billy Whack, CDK is in the house, and Trevor Blanchard.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Guys, before we do any of this, start the show, I have a slight interruption. You know, Mr. Allen had a message for Trevor. You know, and I think this message will speak for itself. So, Nicholas W., if you could start that tape, please.
Trevor Blanchard, I've been watching the last few On the Mats, and I must say, my blood is boiling. You think you could just start talking about Kimberly Cash having bed sores and sore knees and working a pole, working on a corner? You think I'm going to let that happen, Trevor Blanchard? This is all stuff you're going to have to pay for, Trevor. I'm not going to get upset, Trevor. I'm really not, because on the 26th of May, I will have ample opportunity to take it all out on you. I'm going to remain calm. I've got to remember, you're just a worthless old man.
Arthritis. Yes,
a worthless old man who likes to spew lame insults from between his dentures. Let's see what Trevor has to say. Trevor, are you gonna lose? Oh my God, no! Oh my God, Trevor
died.
I knew you were old, Trevor, but your head just fell off. We haven't even had our match yet. You are such a loser, Trevor. Trevor, on the 26th of May, your head really will fall off. And I'm going to be there. And I'm going to enjoy it. Is that not right, Tony Broker?
That is absolutely right.
Remember, Trevor, the Empire rules.
Wow. So wait. So this is going down when? When are we gonna? When is this?
Well, just so that you happen to mention that, Rex Hart was supposed to be here, but unfortunately he couldn't. He FedExed the contract for Adrenaline Rush, the match with myself and that peon
the
disrespecting.
Dave Allen, where you're going to have your decapitation.
Okay.
Everybody excited about
everything's
that?
in line. Everything's in line. All I got to do is sign it and send it back to him.
This is an official document right here. An official document.
Yeah. It says contract on it. So.
Did he sign the right spot, CDK? I don't know that Trevor really can't read. I don't really care if he can
I see a signature
read,
line and sign and.
Oh no! Today's the 7th. Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
There we go.
It's official.
It is.
It's official.
May 26th.
Wow.
Out there, and there's more in Corn, Indiana.
There's going to be more than corn in Indiana. There's going to be you.
You know what? He
taking on Dave Allen.
That's fine. He mentioned dentures. They don't come out. My teeth don't come out.
In your face, Kimberly Cash. He's got real teeth. He's got real teeth.
Whatever. You know what? We'll have plenty enough time to talk about this jabroni in the weeks to come. Anyways, match one, WWA, UWA out of LaSalle, Illinois. Mitch Blake taking on Damian Dunn. Again, Richard T. Sin had some family problems to take care of, and hopefully everything will turn out okay, Richard T. Our thoughts and prayers are with you and your family. So
right on.
And like I said, Mitch Blake, one of the
baseball furies.
Yeah,
baseball furies
from Windy City. Damian Dunn, also from Windy City, I believe. He was here about 3-4 weeks ago, along with C. Red and Willie the Bomb, and
it was a cast of thousands here.
It was a good time.
You see that? Every time I talk, I spit. That's crazy. I got to stop.
And let's start that match.
Let's start the match.
Let's go.
Overtake the experience factor of Mitch Blake. If I can use a Rossism here, Sweet Jimmy, I will say the word Haas, and I will mean it. This Damian Dunn is huge. Damian Dunn been wrestling for 6 years, trained by the likes of Terry Allen and Steve Boz. Both men, great legends in the Chicagoland area, and both guys that are not known for taking crap from their opponents, Sweet Jimmy. And it looks like Darian's not backing down. Damian Dunn's what you're going to be looking for here is the Dunn deal, which is a swinging Uranagi, or the Damian Spike, which is a neck breaker off the ropes. So I would expect Damian Dunn to attack the back and the neck of Mitch Blake in this contest.
And Blake going right after Dunn. I got to admit, showing no fear as Dunn backs him in. Are we going to get a clean break here? Oh, no break. No clean break.
From what I have seen so far of Mitch Blake and what I have seen from him wrestling up in the Chicago area, that cheap shot does not surprise me in the least, Kurt.
That's a red flag, sweet Jimmy. Red flag. That's the right sport, right? Red flag?
Indeed.
Don't make us get the sideline coach out there.
Needless to say, referee Nick H. is going to have his hands full on this one, Kurt.
He will have his hands full. We've seen this Blake. Who's this alpha bits walking around outside with a baseball bat?
He is a Weasley-looking guy, and do not think for a second that baseball bat will not come into play in this one.
I'll tell you, I'm glad I got my wallet on me. I didn't leave it in back watching this little guy slink around ringside.
And Mitch Blake, he's saying forget it.
Is he leaving?
He is taking a hike.
He's taking a walk. What is this? He's got a midget with a baseball bat and he's just leaving the fight?
Damian Dunn could take this by count out, but he interrupted Nick H's count.
Well, Damian, obviously, he's been trained by some great men. He wants to see this match to its conclusion.
Mitch Blake making his way back into the ring. I think he realized that if he walks out, his payday decreases dramatically.
Big arm drag by Damian, and another one.
It's a big man to be throwing those arm drags. A huge hip toss as well.
The ring is shaking here, sweet Jimmy, over the ropes.
I don't think Mitch Blake expected this kind of offensive flurry.
Not this early. Not this early, sweet Jimmy. I'll tell you what, a little reminiscent of what we'll see later with the Wicked Rumble.
That's right.
That would have been an elimination.
If you go over the top rope, both feet hit the floor later on in that Wicked Rumble, you are out.
And now Alphabet's kind of helping Blake get his bearings back. Whoa, what a voice on that guy.
Fortunately for Mitch Blake, however, this kind of means a rest for him. And he is utilizing that to its fullest extent.
That's right. I won't say that this man's not intelligent. He's slowing down the tempo here. Oh! He caught Damian as he was coming in, and now it looks like he could be taking full advantage.
Now with Mitch Blake, the main moves you're going to look for from him are the Grand Slam, which is a huge power slam. Questionable whether or not he's going to be able to get up a boy the size of Damian Dunn up into a big power slam.
That would be interesting to see, but right now he has things firmly in control as the fans getting on Blake here today. The great fans here in LaSalle letting Blake know that he is not A-OK with them.
Now Mitch Blake is notorious for throwing one of the meanest chops in all of Illinois, in all of the country, in all of independent wrestling.
So we've got a chop man on here. Well, I would willing to bet that Darian will go to town with him if he wants to do that.
Absolutely. He calls his chops the Mitch slaps.
The what now?
The Mitch slaps.
Mitch slaps. Okay, I was going to say, wait a minute, this is a PG-13 show.
And you just saw Alphabets getting involved, and we just heard one of those Mitch slaps.
The Mitch slaps. I'll have to watch my English on that one, but Damian is reeling right now.
Mitch Blake has taken the advantage in this one, and he has the experience. He has a lot of misdiagnosed power as well. There's one of those chops right there.
Now, yeah, I would classify that as a big-time Mitch slap.
Indeed. Here we go, another one. Oh, man.
Uh-oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, he can hit.
I think it's time for a little payback. Oh!
Damian Dunn fighting right back, giving Mitch Blake a taste of his own medicine.
Firing off some shots of his own as he sends up to the turnbuckle, follows him in with the clothesline.
Followed him in, had all 277 pounds behind that.
And he's out. Clothesline. That was another baseball analogy. I'm good at those. A slam dunk by Damian, eh?
Damian Dunn, I think he is benefiting from Mitch Blake being tossed out of the ring. You saw him favoring his chest from those Mitch slaps earlier.
And now I didn't get a good, clear view, but it looked like Mitch Blake was going a little south of the foul line there on Damian Dunn, and now locking in that chin lock, digging that knee right in between the shoulder blades for emphasis.
Very effective hold. This hurts so many points on the body.
Now,
not to mention right in between the shoulder blades.
He's got those ropes. Get him off of him. Get him off.
Nicholas H. issuing the count. Mitch Blake, you know that he's going to use as much of the 5 count as he can, Kurt.
It's a sound strategy, but it's not a very fair strategy, sweet Jimmy. And what the heck? That little midget, that little alphabets. I'll tell you, if I had a head like that guy, I'd get it circumcised.
Nicholas H. easily distracted by Mitch Blake. I don't doubt for a second that Mitch Blake was distracting Nicholas H. on purpose. He wasn't really complaining.
I doubt that. Mitch Blake now firmly in control. Wait, reversal by Damian. Oh, another thunderous clothesline into a Bulldog.
Bulldog, very similar to what we saw last match with Sin, and he hit it right on the money. Maybe Damian Dunn was watching the monitor
Damian is
back.
signaling. He's a big man going up top. Holy cow.
That's huge.
Oh!
That's a big crossbody.
1, 2, 3. No. What? That wasn't not a 3 count. That was a 2 count. Unbelievable.
Mitch Blake definitely kicked out. There is no way Alphabets is going to pull Damian Dunn.
Tell ya, Damian Dunn flying through the air like a graceful chocolate duck.
There it is. That's the Damian Spike. If he pins him, it's over.
And I gotta say, after that body press, this has got to be it here. 1, 2. Oh, what the? Let's get this guy out of here.
Alphabets able to pull Damian Dunn just far enough to where the referee had to break the count.
Oh, wait a minute. I think he's risked the ire of Damian.
Mitch Blake distracting Nicholas H. He's just holding him by the
got
head.
him. He's got him. He's going to button hook him, I think.
He's got a hold of Damian Dunn.
Wow, I think Nick H. got somewhere. He got caught in that encounter.
I got to think. I didn't get a clear view of it, Kurt, but I think Damian Dunn got hit with that baseball bat.
I think he got nailed. Wait, oh, big lariat by Blake.
Big clothesline. Mitch Blake brings in the arm, and that's it.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
Here is your winner, Mitch Blake.
Yeah, the same build.
Nicholas H. as your referee.
Yeah.
You see him taking charge in there? I didn't.
Anyways, Mitch Blake with the win, a victory over Damian Dunn, Billy Wack, CDK, Trevor Blanchard, and
Kimberly Cash.
Yeah,
but hey, I've been keeping
everybody's
myself busy.
nightmare.
I've been keeping myself busy reading the Cybertronian Transformers Field Guide. It's a fantastical book that has pictures of virtually every Generation 1 Transformer. Why, they're all here! How exciting is this? Oh, it's so exciting. I'm going to go stand over here and read it. And that way, I can just tune out the goings-on of the On the Mat show tonight.
Well, that's not what you said during that match. You wanted to talk about what was going on 26th of May, 16 days, right?
Oh, well, yeah. Well, of course I want to talk about that. In merely 16 days, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to see Trevor Blanchard taking on the associate Dave Allen. And it's going to be a barn burner, and it's apparently something that's been building here for quite some time. And my question is, after all is said and done and the smoke clears, what's going to happen here at On the Mat? I mean, are we going to find common ground? I mean, what if Trevor beats the living hell out of it? I mean, let's face it, what if he's having a bad day and something happens?
That's completely impossible.
I knew you would say that.
No
you wouldn't give me a straight answer. I knew I wouldn't get a straight answer, Trevor.
It's bias.
What if Dave Allen has his knees pinned on your shoulders and he's just hammering away, punching away at you? What happens if you don't expect it?
He'd probably be punching me like a girl.
I'm just saying.
But who knows?
With a girl, you'd cry.
Both of you guys think you're gonna win. Somebody is going to have to lose.
We know. The Empire does not lose. That is why we have the gold around our waist.
Now, do you have any stipulations in this contract? I mean, like Kimberly Cash. I mean, you're going to have to watch your back. You're going to have to make sure you don't have a crooked referee. You're going to. I would get in there, check the ropes, everything. Because, again, you and Trevor are up against an organization, the Empire.
Well, I do know that you and Richard T. and Nicholas H. will be in attendance, so I'm not too worried.
But hey, I'm not getting involved in anything. Well, I guess, Trevor, maybe if there's like 5 guys jumping you, I suppose I would, hey, stop, I would do that. But
okay.
Well, it's not like,
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
It's not like they're big guys, I mean, we could take them.
You know what, it comes down to this. It comes down to some young punk who disrespects the business, has no respect for the business.
Hey, leave me out of this, man.
I'm talking about Dave Allen. I'm talking about Dave Allen. And then you're talking about experience, and it's,
Which you have none, except for the fact that you are old. Old is the only thing you have going for you. Old does not mean experience.
Now, I've been informed not to make any references towards you about what I've been saying in the past, but yet you keep saying about me being old, and I'm not that old.
That's fact.
Nicholas H. is old.
I only speak the truth.
Nicholas H. will get his ARP card way before me.
ARP.
So anyway, our next match, MSPW from Coal City, Deuce Trey versus Fusion?
Fusion, yes.
Fusion.
in Cole.
And from what I understand, this is Deuce Trey's last match.
Final match.
And if I had known that, I wound up finding some of his Deuce juice.
I want some Deuce juice.
Next week's show, I'll bring in some Deuce juice.
We have some?
I found some on the black market. Let's go in that match.
Looking snazzy as ever, Deuce Trey, and it's letterbox. Right on.
In the what?
Letterbox. Look at the way this is filmed.
It's my trademark. I guess you could say.
This is you? Thank you.
Well, I didn't shoot this match personally.
This is his final match ever?
Final match.
He is retiring?
Yes, he is. There's Fusion, a relative newcomer to the scene. As you see him in PCW.
MSPW, or where did he start at?
He actually started with PCW.
I'm sorry to hear about that.
But you know what? I'll give him his credit, though. He's not
in PCW anymore.
Actually, he is. But he's actually getting a lot of. He's trying to branch out, learn, get work in other places.
Good. If he can learn things other than theirs, then he'll be on the right track.
Yeah, but he's a rookie.
I got to thinking, Billy Wack. This tirade was Sonny and yourself, and you know what? I was thinking maybe it's because there's been some negative things said about PCW and that he's been so involved in it.
I don't say negative things really about PCW. I don't care. They're under my radar. It's like, no, I'm not being crappy. I'm just saying I don't go to the shows. I don't see the shows, so I don't feel I should comment.
I went to a show. Les Thatcher, they brought in Les Thatcher.
Les Thatcher?
Yes, Les Thatcher brought him in. They had the ring there late, and they got the ring there late. He couldn't train the guys, and then Les is sitting next to me while I'm just letting the camera run, and we're basically critiquing. Now, Les Thatcher's got 30 years in the business, okay? If you're not going to listen to what he says, and here's God's honest truth about what he had said. He went into the locker room, and he says, do any of you guys have a baseball bat? And he was like, why? Because I want to be able to get out of here after I tell you what I'm telling you. And Les is like the Simon of professional wrestling, as Simon is with American Idol. He'll tell you like it is. If it's crap, it's crap. If it's not,
he's not the only one, and that's the way it should be.
Yeah, right.
I wouldn't want somebody sugarcoating it for me.
Nope.
And here we are in Deuce Trey's final wrestling endeavor, and to his credit, he's kept his hat on so far.
Is that a hat or a turban? Aren't those called a turban?
Turban.
No,
Isn't that what you're wearing? Is somebody's turban?
I think that's what it is.
Turban. And look at this Fusion guy. He wants to make sure that Deuce Trey's final match isn't a victorious one.
Yeah. Why's he got his arm up?
That's
Has he got B.O.?
That's Black Power right there.
I feel bad because he never actually got that black referee he asked for. He always asked, I want a black referee. He never did.
Why'd he call Jesse?
No, man, I'll tell you what, don't get me started on this whole Al Sharpton thing. Al Sharpton, if you're tuning in, right? You're making a mess of things. You're not helping equality. You're setting human civilization back.
Barriers, right?
It's not a black or white thing. You're an idiot. You're an idiot.
Well, here's another thing. Okay, if CDK, are you nationality? Are you Hispanic?
He's white.
Actually, half Puerto Rican, half Japanese.
Okay, so you were born here in America, yes?
Yes.
Okay, first and foremost, you're an American. Okay.
Yeah.
Your parents and your relations are from Puerto Rico and Japan.
Yeah.
Okay. So first and foremost, you're an American. Yeah. Why can't people that are born in America realize that? First and foremost, I'm an American. I'm a black American. I'm a Hispanic American. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not trying to be racist or anything like that, but it's the truth. If you go over to England, you ask an Englishman what nationality, a black guy who's over in England, he'll say, I'm an Englishman. He won't say I'm an African Englishman.
Well, the point is with Al Sharpton, I don't know, we're talking Deuce Trey match, we're talking about Al Sharpton.
Yeah.
But, who appointed you, Al Sharpton? What are you? You're just a guy with a problem.
He's a preacher.
Yeah, you're a preacher.
Fusion right up behind. He's going to take that head off of Deuce Trey. Oh, right into the throat.
And what is Fusion?
Onto the ropes.
Where's Fusion hail from?
Parts unknown.
Parts unknown. I've been there.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice elbow.
Where it came from? He came from Parts Unknown.
Parts unknown.
1, 2, a very blatant choke.
See, but Deuce Trey has to watch out for this too. He can't be too too full of himself. You know how, like, when it's your birthday, you feel nothing can go wrong. It's your day. It's your special day. Well, stuff can still go wrong on your birthday. Just like Deuce, he feels tonight's his night. It's his last match. He's going out. You know, Black Power and all this and that. He's got to be careful. He's got to be careful.
Yep.
That is true.
You never know.
Just like Dave Allen on 26th of May.
There you go.
We'll have nothing to worry about.
Okay.
Nothing at all.
Okay.
But I know all of our fans out there are going to be out there to see Trevor get decapitated.
2 count on Deuce Trey.
Whoa.
Nice drop kick. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow.
Textbook drop kick by Deuce Trey. You know what? Dave Allen better not be signing a check with his mouth that his butt can't cash.
Cash?
I don't mean you, Kimberly.
We have so much money, it really does not matter, Trevor.
Yeah.
And we
Money
can
ain't everything.
and he can definitely back it up, and you will see that.
And that's frightening, Trevor, because, again, you are stepping into the ring with not just a guy, with this girl, with another guy, who knows how many other minions they have.
We don't need any minions.
So then you're not, so then, look me straight in the eye, Kimberly Cash, and tell me,
you in the eye.
on the 26th, you will not get involved in the match.
Hurricane Rana by Fusion.
I would never ever do such a thing. I do not cheat.
Now.
I'm fair.
All right.
Hits the ropes. Goes up.
Whoa!
Deuce Trey grabbing Fusion. I don't know what Fusion was attempting to do, but Deuce Trey just threw him back, and he landed on the back of his head. Did Fusion.
And say what you will about Deuce Trey, we've had him in here, you know, quite a few times. In here, for the first time that he was on, was the first time I met him. I didn't know what to expect. But Deuce Trey, he's an all right guy. He's a little misguided. He thinks he's from the deepest, darkest Africa. But hey, everybody's got their hang-ups, right?
Yep.
And why would you think he's not from Africa?
Well, because I don't...
Missing with the leg drop off the second rope.
But he still kept his hat on.
Yep.
Yes, he did.
I just think Deuce Trey, he'd have more success if he would have come out with his friend that he had at the benefit show, the Commander.
I tell you what, Deuce Trey would have more success if he stayed wrestling. I understand there must be an issue or something, but Deuce Trey, you probably would have a great and bright future ahead of you. Again, I don't know why you're calling it quits, but I don't think you should.
A forearm and then a clothesline by Fusion knocks Deuce down, hits the ropes.
Whoa!
Steamroller. Another one.
Oh, he is fired up now. Fusion is ready to go.
Mega Man's got the power.
Took too much time. He should have gone for the pin after that last one. I didn't think he'd be able to keep him down. 2 count. Deuce Trey able to kick out.
He's channeling the Black Power right now.
He is. Look at that. He's constantly been channeling the Black Power.
That's right, because, you know, with that Coal City crowd, you know, he can't channel it to the out there because they kind of block it, so that's why he has to go up.
That's his antenna.
Yeah.
Discus punch going for. Kick by Deuce. He's got him. Picks him up. Oh!
Wow.
A sit-down backbreaker. Looks like he's out. 1,
2, and 3.
The hat comes off for the pin. Unbelievable.
Wow.
And Deuce Trey
ends his career victorious. Which is true.
He is very black.
He is.
He is.
She didn't hear a word we were talking about.
Yeah.
Deuce Trey, we hardly knew ye.
Yeah.
I feel.
Well, next week I'll get that Deuce juice that I found.
Oh yeah, we want
Black
Deuce
Market.
juice.
So
we want. And Trevor can't get it, which probably not.
No,
Deuce, please.
Online.
Just mail us some Deuce juice. I would drink it and enjoy it. An homage to. I'll pour some.
Yeah, I think it's got like half King Cobra in it or something.
Really?
Like that. I think so. It's like half King Cobra, half
liquid
Monster.
cocaine or something like that.
Something like
Tasty
that.
beverage.
Who knows?
They're barring that too.
What?
Liquid cocaine. Did you hear about that?
No.
They're barring people. They're going to be finding people that are selling this. Some company out of California.
There goes your whole racket, Trevor.
Yeah.
right in the.
Yeah. Anyways, coming up next, an interview with a gentleman that I know and that I was able to get my work through WCW with, Terry Taylor.
The Red Rooster?
Yeah, the Red Rooster.
The Red Rooster?
Who is actually one of the figureheads and probably in NWA TNA. Actually, I heard they're going to be dropping the NWA
Yeah,
TNA.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought they already did, actually.
No, not
no,
yet.
They didn't. It should be, I think, sometime this summer, I've heard.
Over the summer? That'll just be TNA, Total Nonstop Action?
Total. Non-stop.
But
I
anyways,
think it's a good move, you know. I mean,
Well,
but the NWA needs TNA more than TNA needs them. They need to basically branch out, make their own name. You know, they have a very unique style than what the NWA is known for, I think. So
I agree. Director Trevor here. Calling him out on it.
Yeah,
oh, yeah. I saw the big surprise for Team Angle.
Exactly.
There was it was a big deal, like Team Angle, who the new guy was. And I was sitting there eating, and like it was on in the background, and I'm like, oh, God, you know what? It's going to be Jeff Jarrett, isn't it? It's going to be Jeff Jarrett. And then all of a sudden, here comes Jeff Jarrett. And I was like,
slap nuts, right?
Yeah, I'm tired of you, Jeff Jarrett.
Anyways, I actually met Terry Taylor at the Bally's. What the hell's going on back there? Oh, my God.
Wow.
Production, but see, we've been here since 4:30 this afternoon, and it's 8:30 now. But anyways, Terry Taylor is a guy who gave me my start in WCW. I was doing TV for him. First set of matches I wrestled Mike Enos. Remember him? And Disco Inferno.
Oh, Disco Inferno.
Disco
Hasn't he been
Inferno.
in some trouble lately?
yeah,
Really?
Poker.
Poker.
Yeah.
Really?
Poker.
Wow.
$10,000 buy-in.
Wow. But, yeah, kudos goes out to Terry Taylor. You know, I would have never been able to do any TV with the exception of...
Thanks, Terry Taylor.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for nothing.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was making a pseudo joke, but
Yeah.
Kimberly Cash is for
cares?
real.
Oh.
Wow. Jeez.
Whatever.
I'm going to open up this mechanism.
she's-
yeah,
she's-
what's with your toy? 'Cause I'm tired of hearing this.
Being on national TV and being you know, on live TV on the Nitro is a lot better than
I mean, all I keep
it
hearing
comes.
from
Here
him
it
is
comes.
being on
back in the
DVD
day.
and adult books.
Whoa, wait a
Kimberly
minute.
Cash.
Oh, it's broken.
Enough of that. Hey, everybody, stop talking. We got a situation here. My mechanic just broke.
Anyways, you know what?
Just like
We gotta get to that Terry Taylor interview from Nicholas H.
Calling Mattel
a few
right
weeks
now.
ago. Let's go to that interview now.
Matt, Nicholas H., that's right. In front of the camera, a rarity for the fans out there. You guys know I do all behind the scenes, but I am here at NWA Midwest in Streamwood, and as everybody knows, what can I say? Some of the best talent in the Midwest comes out through here, through, you know, Ed Schumann and NWA Midwest. Mr. Terry Taylor here's my guest tonight, and actually, I have to just say, Mr. Taylor has brought many nights of excitement in the Mid-South days and the UWF days, and that's where I know him from. Thank you very much for coming on to the show, and I appreciate the time here. First of all, Mid-South. How did you get in, you know, with the Mid-South and out in Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas area, and so forth?
I was wrestling in Tennessee for 3 years for Jerry Jarrett, and that was a Mid-South also, but it was based out of Memphis and Nashville. And I was there for 3 years, and in the old days, when I started out, you wrestled in a certain area for a while, and then you moved on. And the Rock and Roll Express, me, Midnight Express, and some other people went from Memphis, Nashville, over to Louisiana, and that was in 1983.
In 83. Now, when you were working your different territories, did it seem like, you know, the southern states and so forth, the crowds were more into it than more like out east or out west? I mean, it's just kind of, I know from my experience, it seemed like, especially like you said in Memphis, watching the Memphis wrestling with Lawler and, you know, Austin Idol and things like that, you know, and then going into Louisiana and things like that, just more or less nice, Jason. Fans, you can't see this, but Jason Dukes is feeding his face.
He's training hard.
Yeah, Jason
Come here,
Dukes.
show him how you train. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an interview with me, but also my training partner.
Listen, this right here is a 6-ounce curl.
Now it's a 4-ounce curl.
That's right. Now it's a 2-ounce curl.
Descending sets.
Fans, Jason Dukes as usual, and I would get back to the. Look what you did to the table.
Champion.
I see that.
World-class athlete.
But anyway, like getting back to the crowds, with your travelings and all that, you know, like going out east and, you know, like, you know, out on West Coast and the southern states. I mean, do you think the crowds are definitely different, you know, in each different part of the country?
I think each crowd is educated to different things. The southern people like to see guys fight. They like to see if two people have a personal issue, to go out there and just whoop the snot out of each other. And I think the world, you know, I think that's everywhere, but I have an overwhelming urge to go just beat up Jason Dukes right now for eating that donut in front of me and not offering me. I mean, for eating that donut. But I just think that the crowds like what they like.
Did, you know, back like this is before you went off to WCW. Everybody knows that at one point in time you were doing with the upper management, with the creative control and things like that. But there was word when Bill Watts kind of came into WCW, you kind of stepped down. Was that due to any past with working with Mr. Watts in the past with the UWF?
No. What happened was I was still wrestling at the time, and I had called Bill once a month asking him to come in because I felt like because of the experience we had in Mid-South that Bill would be able to turn WCW around, which was Georgia Championship Wrestling at the time. And he was so good as an organizer and as a disciplinarian. I said, you got to come in here and straighten this place out. Plus, he was a creative genius. He knew how to craft storylines and personality conflicts in a way that made a compelling television show. And he came in and he just said, it's funny. I mean, I believe God does everything the way he's going to get you where he wants you to go. And Bill came in and said, everybody starts with a clean slate. And 2 weeks later, he released me because he said I'd been there too long.
Oh, my goodness.
That's okay. But I don't blame him. I mean, part of sports and part of life is the natural progression. Things die, new things are born. Right. One chapter closes, another opens. And I have no ill will. If he wouldn't have fired me, I wouldn't have gone to the WWF.
That's true. And your little stint in the WWF, of course, everybody knows, the rooster gimmick and so forth. Was that?
I mean, that was 17 years ago.
Yeah, that's true. Was that from the WWE creative team, or was that something that you came up with?
There was no team. There was Bill Watts.
There was Bill Watts.
No, I'm sorry, Vince McMahon.
Vince McMahon.
Vince McMahon saw me walking around kind of cocky one time, and he said, "You're like a rooster." And he just said, "You know what? I'm going to make you the Red Rooster." And I'd had a 9-year career as a wrestler, and part of those storylines and personality issues and all that. I didn't get it. I didn't get it at the time. I thought that I should have been a wrestler and continued like I was. But this is not to glorify me because it's not about me. But at TNA, they were talking about on eBay. There's a Red Rooster shirt that was sold for $400.
Oh wow!
So was Vince McMahon right or wrong when he made me the Red Rooster?
Yeah.
I never sold anything of mine for $400.
Wow!
I paid $800 for it.
So. Well, I do know. I mean, when I myself first seen you doing the Red Rooster gimmick, I was like, okay, that's not the Terry Taylor that I know, and so forth.
Same way.
But how now with you or with NWA TNA and so forth? How is that different working with the WWE now? With it seemed like TNA brings are really on the hunt for good talent and giving some more of these independent guys a shot than more than the red tape you would have to go through with WWE. You'd have to go through the developmentals and so forth. Do you feel like TNA has given some of us guys on the independent level a little bit more of a shot at the exposure and living this dream of doing the wrestling business?
Absolutely. WWE is a wonderful company. They're huge. They're the best. I mean, you go by their ratings, by what they draw in the live events, and they're the number one company. They are. But with that size comes a machine that has to be fed, and there's a lot of red tape. There's a lot of personalities. There's a lot of politics. And at TNA, we're the young, hungry, upcoming company that desires strongly to be where WWE is. And we have talent that does it for the love of the game.
Right.
We have people that are working in the office that do it for the greater good, not for their own personal betterment. And we have wonderful people that work for us behind the camera, in front of the camera, in the office. And TNA is really in tune, I think, with the audience, what they want. And that's we want to give the audience something different. Not it's up to the audience to decide if it's better or not. We just want to give them something different. And I think we have the best athletes in the ring.
So pretty much it's stating like, the Rock and Roll Express and, Dugan, like yourself and back in the day with, even like with the Freebirds and all that, that, desire to do what you guys are doing? Like when you see some of these guys nowadays, I mean, does it make you kind of remember the past in regards of how things were back in the day when you were wrestling, having that desire, having that urge to go out there and just give 150% each and every time and give the crowd exactly what they want?
Yeah, I mean, this is a job that is unlike any other. I mean, you work hurt, you go to work no matter how sick you are. The audience pays to see a certain thing. And if you don't give them what they see on television, they're not going to pay their hard-earned money to come back. And that's why when, part of the Mid-South thing was, Duggan, Butch Reed, Sheep Herders, Magnum, all of us were a part of a team that felt like we were creating something, and we were all very important. If you pulled any one of those cogs out of that wheel, it didn't operate. Yeah. And we felt a sense of pride making the towns, showing up, driving 3,000 miles a week, working, with cuts on your head and blown out knees and, herniated discs in your back. We didn't take pills. We got in the car, we drove, we did our job.
All right.
And we loved what we did.
Well, there's, of course, it's a shame that you're hearing so many stories, especially in the past, few years. A lot of wrestlers are passing away, and just due to the abuse of, the road and things that are going on in the wrestling business. Actually, as a word of advice to some of the wrestlers that are coming out nowadays, especially here on the independent level, any good piece of advice that you could give our audience in regards of if you want to get into this, and a lot of people know it's 110% dedication. Like you said, wrestling hurt and driving to venue and trying to get your bookings and all that. But as far as the dedication, which a lot of people know, but just as things that you might have kind of came up on in the past in regards of that kind of helped you out down the line, and things that you've learned traveling the roads and going from city to city, each and every night.
There's no shortcut, and there's no magic formula. It's hard work. It's not taking no for an answer. Figuring out a way to make the audience recognize you as different than the guy who just went out. And it's total dedication. This isn't something that's given to you. You have to earn it, and you have to earn it every single day. And last night I tried to fly here. My flight was 4 hours delayed. It flew me into Peoria.
Oh, wow.
So I had to, at 10 o'clock at night, rent a car and drive 170 miles here. Don't think twice about it. That's what you do. Now, would somebody, a young guy who was given everything right up front, do that? I'd like to think he would, but you have to love what you do.
Kind of power would go to the head then, like you do this, and
or they call somebody, expect somebody to arrange their travel for them.
Right. Well, kind of getting back one last little dip back in to the Mid-South days. You and I talked the last time you were in town, and I made mention when you were heel at UWF, and you said Eddie Gilbert had a lot to do with that, and the relationship that you and Eddie had, and obviously he was way ahead of his time in regards of capturing the crowd, his performance, and so forth. In regards of how did Eddie shine down on you to help you establish what you wanted to do at that point in time?
I didn't know what I wanted to do. Eddie said, do this way, this, and this. Because for 8 years I'd been a good guy. And I didn't know how to be. I'd wrestled bad guys, but I didn't know the art of inciting a certain emotion, of making the people feel a certain way. I could do part of it, but I didn't know how to do the other part. And Eddie put me in positions to succeed. He worked really hard. Chris Adams worked really hard because Chris was the guy I turned on. And there were just some very clever things done to create emotion and also memories. More people come up to me and say, I remember when you had that press conference where you hit Chris Adams with the ashtray and all that. That's all Eddie Gilbert. Eddie came up with all that. I don't care how good you are at doing something. If the idea sucks, it's going to end up bad. And Eddie came up with great scenarios.
Yes, he says he was definitely ahead of his time, and I've always enjoyed watching him and so forth. So what's on the horizon for Mr. Taylor now? I know you're working with the NWA and of course TNA. Do we see anything coming out? I know that you've had neck surgery and so forth. Pretty much the wrestling is pretty much over.
No, it's not pretty much over.
It is over, huh?
The old gray mare ain't what she used to be. had 2 neck fusions, 11 knee surgeries, and a back surgery. I'm done.
Yeah, I hear you.
It's a good thing wrestling's fake, or I'd have really got hurt.
So, I mean, pretty much you have your position at TNA, and you're just watching these guys out. You're working, with Scotty, with helping other talent, hone their craft and so forth. Is there anything that you see out there nowadays that you might think that's going to be a wave in regards of how wrestling is going to turn? Because, like the territories finally died off and things like that, and, TNA brings the, six-sided ring and so forth. I mean, do you see wrestling starting to shift into like another directions with the talent that's being brought out nowadays?
Wrestling is always going to veer away from what its true nature is, and then it's always going to veer back. Whether you're up on a scaffold above the ring, which is a veer away, or it's 2 guys one-on-one for a title, which is coming back to what wrestling really is. It goes in cycles, and it'll always come back to what it is. And right now, I think that we're exploring with TNA having the Elevation X. Lockdown's going to happen. I don't know if this will be on before or after that, but that's in the middle of April, and that's going to have every match inside a cage.
Wow.
One match will be electrified, and it really will be electrified, so it's never been done. So it's not going to kill anybody, but it'll burn them and it'll mark them up. So.
Well, it's definitely different, that's for sure. I mean,
the bar gets raised. The audience demands more. And if we don't give them what they want, then they'll watch something else.
No, that's definitely true, and voice of experience and so forth. Well, I tell you what, fans, Mr. Taylor is very busy here, and of course, I don't need to be in front of the camera any more than I need to be. That's why I'm always behind the scenes. Again, thank you very much for your time, sir. I appreciate it. And fans, I tell you what, we're going to go back to some great wrestling action.